Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a competition, but it's not.
It's not
And
a
that's the thing.
competition.
It's this made up competition of who's the best mom here, who's the best parent, who has the best kid.
Crazy.
And I feel like it's almost like those bully kids or those mean kids that grew up to be these type of parents. They're the ones that I think are like portraying this type of or like creating this narrative of this is who you have to be. If not, you suck. You're terrible. You're this.
Or if you
you're
don't
that.
volunteer for every bake sale, I don't want to do every bake sale. I'll do one. I'll do two. But I'm not. I don't.
Do you
everybody
actually bake
doesn't.
or do you buy? Do you buy and like pretend?
Do you think I bake? No, I'm kidding. I don't ever do the bake sale. Let me just clarify. I never do the bake sale, but I'll do things that I feel like doing because you don't
like.
have
Do you
to
chaperone a trip, or have you done the mystery reader or any of that stuff? I've done that with my nieces and nephew.
No,
and it's always
I've never done those things. But and you know what? I was less involved when she was little. Like maybe I would like buy goodie bags for all the kids for Halloween or something, but I was less involved. Now that she's older, it's the things I enjoy more. So I think I like older kids. I should say that. And I had a little kid, but I think that I enjoy when they're a little bit more independent.
They're finding themselves.
Yeah. So I think now that she's in high school, they've asked me to do a couple things, and I'm like, all right, this I can do. I'm not going to be
you can help them with their with their prom and like makeup and all that stuff, you know.
That I find fun. I would like that. Yeah.
That
these things are cool, but like no, I've gotten roped into being the class parent just now for the first time in the 9th grade. So
tell us how you really feel.
Is it? Oh God, no! It's a whole. We can have a whole other New York City private school conversation because it's a whole. It's a whole.
She's in private school, yeah.
She is. She goes to one of the independent schools. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. But she has uniform, right? Like
No. Her school doesn't have uniform. No. Her school. It's free dress. Every day. And it's definitely you have to teach kids to navigate because there's some very wealthy people.
Yeah.
And you have to teach kids to not and then there's people compare themselves. Yeah.
What were you gonna say? And then there's people that
and then there's a couple of kids who have nothing and God bless them, but they're there, and so it's a real weird, especially with social media and how kids post things, and it could be a real spectrum. So yeah.
So you have to navigate those conversations
definitely.
too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I thought she had a uniform for some reason, but I guess not. That's tough. So how do you prep for that? Do you prep an outfit the day before?
I let her do that.
It up? Okay.
She picks out everything. I used to pick out for her, but now I let her do her because she wouldn't wear it if I picked it out. She wouldn't wear it, so she has to do her own thing. I can make suggestions, but I almost have to make covert suggestions because if I like
make
something,
her think it was her.
If I like something too much, she doesn't like it. So I have to act like, oh, it's cute, and she'll be like, I love it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I know you are co-parenting, right?
I am.
Scarlett's father. How did you navigate that early on? Because I know it's not always the smoothest and easiest transition for some people. And then how did you get from how it started to how it is now? Because you are with somebody. You're with Glenn, right? Glenn. Yeah. So you've been together for several years. So how did you navigate the co-parenting? And 2, when did you feel it was the right time to introduce Glenn to Scarlett, and like at what age?
Okay, so the co-parenting thing, it kind of had to happen. We had to get adjusted fast because me and Scarlett's father broke up when she was not even 1 yet. So it was a quick switch. And I think that, I don't know. I think that it was, we definitely are 2 different people. So we have very different parenting philosophies. And that's probably where it wasn't
really
would happen. Definitely. It wasn't really a relationship friction as far as we were like trying to get back together or anything like that, because he's had several relationships since then, and my philosophy is the way he handles introducing women to her is none of my business, because I can't control another person. So if he wants to have a different girlfriend every week, she'll get used to it. That's on him. I'm never going to get in the way of that, and I don't care. For me, I was a little bit different. Like, I've probably been, since we broke up when she was a baby, I've been in 2 long-term relationships. So, and this one is the longest term. Like, I've been with Glenn for almost 8 years. So, it took me a while, but not too long. Like, it probably took me about 6 months to a year to introduce Scarlett to him, and still on small doses. Like, it's not like we're together, the 3 of us, even to this point, all the time. I feel like that would be appropriate when I get married, if I get married. But now that she's older, I think I'm a little less strict, because I think she can understand the concept of 2 adults who are in a relationship. And so now it's a lot less, I would say, and even with her dad, he's in a relationship too. So I think that now it's like, oh, my dad has a girlfriend, my mom has a boyfriend, and she's not, it doesn't affect her.
It's not a foreign thing.
It's not a foreign thing.
This is the norm.
This is the norm. She's used to it.
They love each other in their own way, and they have these people in their lives.
She's not affected. She's not upset about it. But I think that's because we never gave her any sort of hope, not hope, but we made it clear that we were going to be when you're with your dad, you're with your dad. When you're with your mom, you're with your mom. We're not together. We both love you, and it's okay. Like, there are people who don't even have 2 parents, and that's okay too. And then there's people whose parents live together. Families look different. This is the way yours looks. So I think because that's been in her head since before she can even remember. Like, it's funny. I remember a couple years ago, I was like, your dad used to be my boyfriend. And she was like, no, he didn't. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, no, he didn't. She was like, you guys were never together. I was like, how do you think you came about? Like honestly, explain this to me.
That's so
and she was
funny.
She was like, I guess you're right. She was like, I could never even see it. And I was like, and for her, it's just normal. Like, she moved on from it. So, I think it, depending on how you look at it, fortunately or unfortunately, we broke up soon enough where she never knew any different. So it's her normal, and she's not, and we made it clear. Even if she would have been, I could say 5, and she would have sort of, I think when you make it clear that this is what it is, and you move from there, and I can't say don't feel guilty about it, but get over that guilt fast. Because holding on to that guilt will have you making confusing and bad decisions.
Like, oh, maybe we should try to stay together for the kid. Maybe we should try.
Because then the kids, all they see is, we knew.
Arguing and I think that, and all that.
Exactly. That's worse. It's better just to make the clear and everybody move on happily for themselves. And then the kid doesn't feel like torn or upset.
They're in the middle of the friction and all that.
Or maybe
because they internalize that. They're gonna
absolutely.
They're gonna think it's their fault.
It's their fault, or all couples fight, or everybody screams,
or this is what a healthy, loving relationship looks like, which is not what we want to display.
No, or misery, or being miserable together is normal. No, it's better that, and listen, we disagree because people disagree, but she realizes that this is what it is, and they're adults, so they can date people, and that's fine. So for her, it's her normal. She does that. Yeah.
Okay. So she never had a question of, are you guys gonna get back together? Never had any of that.
She was shocked that we were ever together.
Well, yeah,
which is funny to me. Because it didn't make sense. I was like, have you thought about this? How do you think you got here? Yeah.
Okay. And then I feel like you guys are, if I remember correctly, he's Cuban, right? Charlotte's dad.
No, he's mixed. He's biracial. He's Black and Jewish.
Okay.
My old ex, no, I know where you got Cuban from. That was my ex-boyfriend that
Okay.
was.
All right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Well, because I was gonna say, how do you navigate? I'm not there yet, but Amy and I have spoken about it before. Like, obviously, Derek is mixed race. Like, he's
Mm-hmm. Yes.
ethnically mixed. Like, how do you navigate that conversation with her? Did you and her dad sit down with her and talk to her about these things? Did you guys have individual conversations? How did you navigate that?
No, I think that we never had to have like a big drawn out thing. I think because have had those we both grew up having like he grew up having like conversations where he had to explain his ethnicity to friends at school. Same with me. Like
Yeah.
we both, because we both lived it, it was
Mm-hmm.
easy. We were like, oh, when people ask you, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, like you don't have
Yeah.
to, or you don't have to explain it all. But for
Yeah.
me, I didn't want to taboo race. So
Okay.
it's better that if anybody asks you, like, I have people to this day, and I'm a grown adult, will look at
Yeah.
me and be like, "So what are you, or what are you mixed with, or what?" And I
Yeah.
answer them like this because I feel like you can't. People are curious; they're always going to ask, and you just have
Mm-hmm.
to be ready with an answer and be confident in who you are. So it's not really like a big deal. Her
Yeah.
dad also isn't like he's not we never had we don't have two different her dad isn't religious. So
Okay.
and I grew up Christian, Catholic, whatever. So religion was never a point of contention because
Okay.
he doesn't care. So I think religion can get like sticky, but if
Right.
everybody's like kind of
On the same
maybe
page
like
about it.
on the
Yeah.
same page, then that's the
That's
easier. So the
fine.
race part was easy for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's also growing up in like you mentioned earlier, in an age where people look like her. Like, it's
Yes.
more common to find a mixed ethnic, like, a mixed
And
race child. Ambiguous.
ambiguous looking child.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Where
a lot more common.
back in the day it
No.
wasn't
It's
as common, and kids were mean. Now I think that not most kids, but in a city like New York or even a city like LA, there's so many mixed ambiguous
yeah.
looking kids that people just move along, like they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. She was
The
like,
curly
everybody thinks
hair, the big hair doesn't
the
that
big
and not
hair,
like
like,
people are
yeah,
just like,
nobody
yeah,
even
that's
thinks.
normal. Yeah.
Yep, exactly, so
And we also live in a bubble. Like New York City, you like LA, those are bubbles.
they are
Where
bubbles.
more so New York, I feel like, than LA, because LA, everything's separated. Like, it's
Yes,
far. New York, we're forced to kind of be on
everybody's
top of
forced.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't like a specific group, or you don't like something or whatever, you're gonna be angry all the time because
You're gonna walk
you're
around
just gonna
pissed.
be,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's
And
true.
you just see so much diversity and so much what's the word I'm looking for, because I'm not trying to be canceled either, but there's like,
Oh,
you see
child,
you
yeah.
no, but you see people being their genuine selves, and it's accepted and it's
Yes,
embraced now, as
yes.
opposed to before, curly hair, like, if I were to wear my hair curly like how I do now, not right now, but it would have been looked at, why didn't you straighten your hair? Like, it
Oh,
would have been
I was
looked.
telling her that. I was like,
Yeah.
because you remember, Giselle,
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
little, you didn't just wear your hair natural. Like my mom
No.
used to send me to the salon, and I would have rollers every
Relaxer.
Saturday, relaxer, rollers,
Yeah.
straighteners nobody wore their
Yeah.
hair like it
Natural
wasn't,
at all.
and there wasn't no products for it. So we would have looked even
No.
crazier. Like
Yeah.
it would have been like,
We used to use
but
the
yeah.
Dax. You remember Dax? The
Yeah, I
green
remember
grease?
Dax or
The
the
pink
grease or
lotion?
the pink lotion. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
used
know
to
that
look
smells.
crazy.
Like, I can smell that. It takes
Smell
me back
that
to my
smell.
childhood.
Or I could smell like that Let's Jam gel, and my
Yes,
hair used to
yes.
look
Yeah.
crunchy. It was the curls would be all like crunchy because there
Yeah.
was no products for
But
that. So,
now you have a
hmm
full aisle,
yeah,
and it's overpriced, if you ask me. Now they're taking advantage of the market.
they're
Everything's like
definitely
30
taking
something
advantage
dollars. But you
for all
have
this
it.
hair stuff, but you
But you
have it,
have it.
yes.
And you
And
see the
nobody
commercials and the
look
ads, and you see somebody that looks like you. And that's
nobody looks
huge.
down on you for having this big curly hair. Like it's normal. So yeah.
I've had to adjust my mom to it and like my family. That's been a challenge because they're like, oh, but I used to get before. They're like, oh, you didn't get a chance to do your hair. You met my mom. Like my mom has wavy, thinner, like more manageable hair. I have my dad's hair.
Yeah.
So
and I know how in old school they didn't know. Like back in the day, they all like had their hair like either straightened all the time or if your hair wasn't like, I have family members, they don't have to straighten their hair. Their hair is already straight or it's already like what you're saying, like a more, but like my hair was like crazy. They were like, oh my God, somebody do this little girl's hair. Like, you know.
So, I know Amy had that experience with Sienna because she's in a predominantly white area where they asked her like,
why is your hair curly?
Why is your hair
curly? And why is it brown? Because they're mostly blonde.
They're blonde. Yeah, they're blonde. I would say that at the school, well, she's in the school she goes to now. Obviously, any city private school is definitely going to be predominantly white. But she got lucky that her actual grade has some diversity. So it's a little that the transition hasn't been super traumatic because her elementary school, I feel like everybody looked like her because I would say it was like 70% Dominican kids. So everybody looked like, so nobody had those questions. Yeah, everybody looks like each other. So it wasn't like nobody had those questions, but moving into like a predominantly white school, it could have gotten crazy. Yeah.
But she didn't have that experience. It was
no, she's been okay. And by then she was already secure in who she was.
She was comfortable, with who she was. And that's because of you and how you raised her. So great job to you, Mama.
Thank you.
No, but these are things that we don't give. We just do. Like you just do because you're like, I need to teach my kid these things to survive and to be a confident adult, and you just do it. I don't think we take enough moments. Yeah, we don't take enough moments to say, wow, I'm doing a good job. Like, I could have easily not taught her these things, and then she would have been what Amy refers to as soft.
Soft, or I hate my hair. Nobody has. No, once you teach them,
feeling
like
sorry
you,
for
Amy,
themselves.
feeling sorry for themselves, and I'm sure you teach your daughter, and she probably will love her curls and will never like let people like make her feel bad about it. She'll like the way she looks because of the way you raise her, no matter what everybody else looks like. She'll be like, oh, but I'm the special one. You know.
This is me.
I wore my hair curly for her too. So I was like, look, we have the same hair, so it's cool. Like she likes it. Yeah, she's good now. She should see her. She goes into the mirror and she's like, when I do her hair on wash day, and she's like looking at herself. I'm like, okay, good.
She's like, oh, I'm cute. I'm cute. Yeah. I love that.
So really quickly, I know we dove into a couple of different topics. Do you have any not quick, but a good mini routine for on-the-go moms that are trying to not do a full glam, obviously, because we already established it takes over an hour to do that.
No.
What are key things that you think? Like
I can tell you 3 key things.
I'm taking notes. Let's go.
Concealer.
What concealer do you recommend?
Oh, I love the NARS in the creamy one.
The Creamy Radiance?
Creamy Radiance. Yes,
like, I have that.
Hold on.
I love that.
That's my favorite.
You got it. She's digging it out. Yes, that NARS one.
I want to be like the influencers.
There you go. That? Show them. So that concealer or Tarte makes another one. Both are Shape Tape. So the NARS one are Tarte. Mascara. I think people underestimate what mascara it opens your eyes.
Oh yeah.
Mascara, concealer, mascara, and the third product depends on who you are. Like me, I have no real eyebrows, so I have to fill my brows in. But if you have eyebrows like you two do, then skip the eyebrows and put on a little bit of blush or bronzer. Blush or bronzer. And that's it. You can walk out the door, you're fine.
Okay, there we go.
5 minutes. Concealer, mascara, and a little blush.
Eyebrows, blush.
Yeah, that's it.
For 3 or 4 things there. That's
3 or 4 things. You guys don't need eyebrows, so you guys could skip that part. They're like blush, yeah. And walk out, yeah.
You're the only person that's ever done my eyebrows, to be honest.
You have great eyebrows.
The lesser you did, thank you. The lesser you did my eyebrows was my maternity shoot. No, it was my baby shower. One of those.
Maybe it was
years ago.
Yeah, it was
and look at my eyebrows still. I just maintain what she did. I mean, it's kind of outgrown at this point, but I just
this is how
good they look good.
This is how good you are. And you teach also. That's another thing. You teach your clients how to care for their skin and what works for them.
Yeah,
which is huge. Like Amy and I were just talking about how I'm not sure if I have the right shade of, tinted moisturizer or foundation. Like, what style, what tips do you have to find the right shade?
I always tell people to swatch on the darkest part of your face. How some people are a little bit darker, like on the forehead.
Yeah, because that's where you get more sun.
That's where you get the most sun. I would say match the darkest part of your face, because that's how the quickest way to look crazy is to match the lightest, especially for people like us, like people of color. Yeah. Like, you don't want to have, because that's when people
don't
look
have
like
a white mask, basically.
White mask, and then it makes you look like you have more makeup than you do, because it's too white, so it's like glaring. Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to have something super dark and you look crazy, but just match the darkest portion of your face. And then you won't look like when the cameras go off, it won't be like
a ghost.
Yeah, ghost.
Which in, I would say, 2010s era, a lot of us had that. Because we were baking like crazy, and we were just focusing on this right here, so it was like white, and then the neck.
What was it?
The white. Oh, there's so much white. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about baking? Like, should we do it? Should we not do it? Minimal? Like, how do we address that?
I like baking for full glam. Like, if you're going out or going to be taking pictures of weddings, something like that, you almost need to set it, and you need that slight highlight under the eye to look good in pictures. But for everyday life, it's too much.
It's too much.
If you're just walking around or just meeting somebody for a quick drink, it's too much. You're going to see it. It's going to be too obvious.
But see, here's the thing. I feel like if you're in New York, in New York City specifically, I feel like you have to be too much. I feel like if not, I feel like everywhere I look, every girl is full. Well, they're usually younger. Like,
they're influencers, so they're recording their whole life, so that's why they look like that.
They're ready for the photo shoot all the time. They're ready
for a photo shoot at a random Starbucks on a random Tuesday. So yeah.
Okay, so Giselle, don't compare yourself to the influencers.
Don't compare yourself. You don't have to bake. You don't have to bake. You can use a little setting powder, but baking is more to me for going out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any good tinted moisturizers or a blush that you would recommend, and mascara, since you mentioned that?
Tinted moisturizers. Oh, okay. There's the one that I do like is the Charlotte Tilbury.
The filter.
That like Hollywood is something. Oh my God. Oh, look at her. She's ready. She's ready.
Wait, I have a mini. Hold on. I think I have it. I should definitely have it. Wait, the Charlotte Tilbury filter thingy?
Yes, I like that. If you were a tinted moisturizer girl, I like that.
Look, I have a little mini.
Look at that. You got it. That one I like.
It's almost done because I got it to try it. It is really good. I do like it.
What color did you get? Did you get 6.5 or 7 or 6, or which one do you have?
Well, then I'm way off. I'm 4.5 medium.
Medium 4.5?
I'm very pale right now.
Okay.
Summertime, I'm darker.
And to be fair, I may be off because I know that I may be thinking of, she has another foundation range. And I think the numbers don't
translate.
Yeah, they don't translate. Yeah.
I feel like that flawless filter is too yellow for me. Too yellow. When I put it
Charlotte Tilbury?
Yeah, it looks too yellow.
It's probably the wrong, and that happens. It could be the wrong shade. You might do better with a Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer because
that had me in a chokehold 10 years ago. Laura Mercier.
That doesn't work. That one is weird on me because I'm still tanned right now, but I can get super like yellow green. So I need something yellow. But for you, it may be too yellow. Laura Mercier's has a little bit more of like I don't want to say pink because pink is wrong, but it may have more of like
a neutral.
A neutral tone, yes.
Because I feel like she has more like the bisque color. Yeah, that one stands out in my head. Yeah, it would probably be a more neutral.
Neutral.
You and I use yellow. The same. I remember when you were doing my makeup, I was like, "Oh, what color are you using?" Because I wanted to know, and it was I think the NARS foundation.
Yes,
I think so. And I was like, "What color do you use?" And you're like, "Oh, the same one I use on my skin."
Yeah.
And is it Barcelona? I think
it was Barcelona. Yes,
Barcelona. Yeah,
it was Barcelona.
And that is one of the best foundations I've ever used in my life. But I don't go out like that. So
you don't wear it. You don't need it like that.
So I bought it once and it was like $40-something. And I was like, I barely use it. It went bad. Okay, that's another thing. Expiration dates on makeup. Are they real?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, because I've had a bronzer from MAC for like the past 6 years.
Or you could keep it for the next 6 years and nothing will happen to you.
Because they say to throw it out, like in the back of the thing.
They want you to buy more. They're lying.
So it says,
especially you're going to use it on yourself. There's nothing wrong with that bronzer. You're fine.
So it says, like usually on the packaging, if you guys, for people that are listening, it says a little picture and it has like an open container. It says once you open it, this is the timeline that you have, and this one's 12 months.
They lie.
I got this in 2020.
And I'm sure it still looks beautiful. Yeah.
It doesn't make me break out. It doesn't give me anything. So, okay. So it's a lie. So it's a
lie.
Beauty industry lie. Thank you for clearing that up.
I think it's almost like a disclaimer. Like if you so happen if it dries out and you've had it for like 3 years, well, then this is why. 99.9%, it's not going to dry out. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah. Mascara though, that doesn't last long. It usually dries out.
I mean, honestly, if you use mascara the way I use mascara, you'll use it up.
You'll use it before it dries.
Yeah. What you won't mascara? Even get to that point.
What mascara do you recommend?
There's a Lancome one that I really, really love. Monsieur.
Oh boy.
Monsieur Big. I had my makeup bag close to me because of this episode. I was like, I have to have this here because I gotta ask Raquel.
I love that. I love that mascara.
This was good, and it does give you. I was running late, so I was like, but usually this gives me like the bigger lashes and not super clumpy because
not super clumpy.
No, but it does definitely give you that awake look.
I love that mascara. Yeah.
That one's good. And then what's the other one? The Better Than Sex one?
Better Than Sex. Yep. I love Better Than Sex.
That's a good one.
You really have to, with Better Than Sex, if you're going to wear concealer, you want to set your under eyes because I noticed that it could possibly transfer a little bit if you don't set your makeup well, but I love it. I still love it.
Do you have a good way of putting on mascara? Like, some people use... before they put the mascara, they put some powder.
Primer?
Like primer.
I've seen the powder trick, and I have to be honest with you, I've yet to try it. I should try the powder trick. I just put it on. I'm going to try it because I've been influenced. I just always forget to do it because I'm used to just going straight with mascara.
Yeah. So I've seen that because I'm like, should I just get the primer? I have the Lancome primer. And I use that with the, what's the other? Hypnose
Drama or Hypnose, yeah.
Yeah,
I would say Lancome has, I can find good use out of all of them.
Yeah.
Hypnose, Defacil.
Idol, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, they make good, I like Lancome mascara.
But what about drugstore mascaras? Are there any that you're like, this is great. I don't know why people don't use this for.
Yes. There is a telescopic
L'Oreal
telescopic.
I think
L'Oreal and Lancome are the same company.
Yeah. So
they're the same. So it makes sense that it's good. That one, the telescopic, I have no problem with that.
Okay. Do you think there's a big difference between drugstore makeup and what do you call it? Luxury makeup? It's not designer makeup. Like what do you?
Depends.
Luxury.
Depends. Some, yes, I noticed the biggest difference in shadows, eyeshadows. The pigments aren't the same. if you have good skin, you can get away with the drugstore foundation, like a Fit Me, like a
Okay.
whichever the fit. I
What
think
is
it's
that?
Maybelline Fit.
Maybelline?
I think it's Maybelline Fit Me. If you have really clear skin and just want something lightweight,
Okay.
absolutely, you can get away with that. NYX, they have
Okay.
some very good. Oh, my favorite lip gloss across the board, luxury or drugstore, is Maybelline lip filler, a lip lifter or lip filler lip gloss.
Okay.
That and NYX butter gloss. I don't even buy luxury lip glosses anymore. I like both of those
Really?
the best. I don't buy.
All right.
I haven't found one from any company that is better than those two, and those are drugstore brands. So
Yeah, and
I
NYX
feel
is
like
like $3 or something. It's like
$3,
$6. Yeah.
and they're amazing. Eyebrow pencils, I only buy either Benefit or Anastasia. I haven't found ones that I like better than those.
I use the Sephora brand now, and
it's
nice. It's just as good as the Anastasia because that's the one I used to buy.
Oh, so then I'm gonna try Sephora brand. I'm gonna
and
see
it's
what
like
it is.
thin. It's like thin. The quality's still the same. That's what I have on.
Oh, nice.
And it goes on. The pigment is really good too. So if anybody's looking for a dupe, Sephora brand.
Oh, one size. They have great products in Sephora. One size. Very nice. It's I can't think of his name. He was a makeup. Patrick
Star, right?
Oh, Star.
Yeah. Patrick Star. One size is nice. They're in Sephora, but the price point seems to be a little bit lower than some of like the NARS, the makeup. Yeah. It's a little bit lower, but it's very good. I like their liners, their powders. Nice.
Okay. What about blush?
I'm a powder blush girl. I will use a little cream blush if I have minimal makeup, like on the go cream blush. But if you're wearing like full makeup, cream blush will move your makeup. You can't do it. You have to do powder. But MAC has the best blushes.
Really?
Old school MAC blush. They have so many different colors. Yeah.
So am I wasting my money on a pot? The little pots, these things? Even though this is what I use on every day because I'm not using my good NARS blush, the e.l.f.
Oh yeah, that's like great for every day. And you just put your fingers in it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, I use a little brush because I'm not trying to get this in my nails. I'm weird like that, but I use a little brush. Good to go.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good to go.
My go-to that I love and I covet is the NARS Orgasm.
Oh, I love Orgasm. Orgasm, the intense orgasm. That one probably.
Let me ask you because I have that e.l.f. I tried it. It didn't work for me because it looked orange. I feel like
shade did you get?
Everything I try that looks pink comes out orange.
Orange on you.
On me. So I don't. I'm like trying to figure out.
Well, we have an expert on this podcast episode, so.
For some reason, everything just looks orange, and I just look orange. I'm like, ooh, this is. I don't know if it's a pH thing on my face because I do have sensitive skin and I have rosacea.
And it could oxidize. The product could on you. It could oxidize to that orangey. Huh. When we get off of this podcast, you got to text me some like pictures of you so I could see like what your skin looks like. And I would like to see it. Right now I'm like kind of looking at you through like camera, but yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Glow. I just but yeah, like that's interesting. And I know so Amy uses It Cosmetics.
Yeah.
You and I, Raquel, we spoke about It Cosmetics because that's what I was using when we did the trial makeup for the wedding and all that stuff. Excuse me. And I remember you saying, I'm not a fan of the packaging. So you kind of always got turned off by the packaging.
And I don't think I still have tried it because I the packaging.
You don't like the packaging? What don't you like about the packaging? And also that's a double question because what if the product is really good though? And you being a makeup artist, you're like, but the packaging is terrible.
And if I knew for sure, like if I had played with the product and I liked it, I wouldn't care about the packaging. But I think what I said to you was I never even picked it up because I never was like drawn to the packaging, which is bad. But that's why I guess that's the purpose of marketing departments. Yeah, they know. It always felt like it was like almost like
for kids.
No, for like suburban moms. Like it felt like makeup for people who don't like makeup. And so me as a makeup artist, and it would probably work for my everyday life. But for me as a makeup artist, I was like, this packaging is it looks too basic. It looks like it's for people who don't like makeup. So
I think that's who they market, though. I think that's how they started. It missed you.
So I think that maybe they have a great marketing department because it's hitting the target audience, people who don't really love makeup so much. So actually,
or trying to find their way. Cause
I was
like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it says here, like, so guys that aren't watching, it says color correcting. I have the CC cream, and it says your skin but better. So I'm sold. The fact that you're combining skincare with makeup, because I'm a big skincare person.
Yeah.
That's like, and then I'm just now learning like makeup and things like that. But the fact that you put in your skin but better as the tagline, you sold. And then you add to that illumination, because I'm all about the glow. So then you add.
You're like, every point was hit.
Yes, check. Color correcting. It says full coverage cream, but I don't use that much for it to be full coverage. I just do like a little dab. And then it says anti-aging, hydrating serum, and 50 SPF. So I'm sold.
It did it. That did it. Yeah.
I used to use the Laura Mercier, and that one had, I think, 20 SPF. Yeah. But I started using this from being in the city and like the sun and pollution, the train, all that stuff. And I feel like it helped, but nothing compares to NARS. The sheer, I forget the name of the foundation. Do you know off the top of your head?
It was the NARS. Oh my God, I'm bad with names. But it was the sheer.
We'll also put it in the description too.
Oh yeah. Sheer Radiance, I think.
Sheer Radiance.
Yeah.
That is I put that on, and I feel like I need to take pictures of this. And I don't even have
I gotta be going somewhere with this.
Somebody needs to see this face.
Yeah.
This can't go to waste.
This face can't go to waste.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then on top of the makeup, right? What do you think is the most important thing? Is it skincare? Does it a primer? Do we need a primer? Do we not need a primer?
I don't care about primers. Yeah, no. The primers are, if you use it, great. If you don't, great. Like primers to me, skincare. Skincare is.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite or like a routine?
So I started using Korean products like probably 6 months ago, and I noticed a dramatic difference in my skin. Dramatic. Okay. And I live in Fort Lee, so it's like little Koreatown. So there's a place that I particularly buy this product from, but it's called Insolderm, INCELDERM. And it's a whole like 25-step process. It's annoying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I don't even like
steps?
No, it's really like 7 steps, 6 or 7 steps, which is a lot for me because I have little patience. But when I tell you my skin was starting to do some weird stuff, and I do have sun damage, especially like dark marks, and I feel like it made a huge difference. I love it. But Korean products are that's what they do. They're skin care experts. So
we'll look it up and we'll put it in the description too.
Look it up. Yeah.
So you don't go based on Kylie has her what's her face? I was gonna say Halle Berry. Hailey Bieber has a new skincare line. J-Lo has a new skincare line. You don't care about the person behind it.
Because majority celebrity-driven products, I won't say all, majority, the goal from the company is to market it based on that person's fans. It really has very little to do with how good the product is. So I pay very little attention. And most of them don't even last, if you notice. Like
that's true. Yeah.
They kind of go in and out. It's a capsule, and then you don't hear from it again. So no. Yeah.
How do you feel about Kylie Cosmetics? I know that was like a hype.
They have
for like a lot
very
of people.
Good lip pencils. That's probably the only thing the lip pencils and the lip gloss that I had, I liked it. So I have no problem with their lip product.
Okay. What's another one that people like usually gravitate to?
I know that people love Fenty. The foundation did not work for me. I think
No.
it oxidizes like it. I don't dislike the product actually. I like the product. It didn't work for me, but they do have, I will say, of the celebrity product lines, it's a reason why hers is probably the most successful because I do
Yeah.
feel like it
It's
was
quality.
it's quality. It's not I feel like they actually did the work and made it like a real cosmetic line as opposed
Yeah.
to some of the other ones that are just kind of
Thriving off
like
the
these
name.
driving off the name. So
Yeah.
there's a couple Fenty products that I do like. I'm not mad
Okay.
at.
Do you feel like when it comes to makeup and all that, there's just it's got to come to a point where we can't reinvent the wheel so many times? Or do you feel like no,
Yes.
there's always gonna be, really? You think so? Like we're gonna get to a
Yeah,
point
I
where
feel like listen, I feel like there's always a product that's supposed to be the next best thing, the next best thing. I think what they end up doing is like a product kind of like comes out, it's hot, we stop hearing about it, and then maybe like 5 years later they're like, "Oh, this is something new," but it's
but
really
it's the
like the
same old
old,
thing.
it's the old thing. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That could be,
Definitely.
yeah. That sounds about right. I
Yeah,
go with
new
that theory.
formulas, new colors, but it's all the
Okay.
same thing. Yeah.
But then how would you explain also like how some things can oxidize on you, but maybe not on Amy or on me? Because
Oh,
it
so
is the
it has to
chemical
do with
makeup of the person.
the person's skin. Yeah. Some people like the Fenty oxidize so much on me, I think because I can be prone to a little bit of oiliness. So when you put that product on me, it'll turn two shades too orange or too
Okay.
dark because my natural oils are like pushing it. Whereas
Yeah.
somebody with maybe like a drier skin type, it may
Okay.
stay steady on them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And do you have any tips on if you have a big event, how do you go about picking what look you want, right? And do you need
Mm,
to do a trial? Do you feel like you don't have to do a trial? Like you could just go in there and be like, I want this, and then expect it to be good.
no.
Like you have to do a trial,
I
right?
think you
Like on a
almost
big
need
day.
to because people, you can even look at their page and look at their work, and for the most part you might get a good sense of who they are as an artist. So I do think it's a good tool, but I also feel like sometimes people like the way something looks on someone else, but they don't like it on them.
On
So
them.
you need
Yeah.
to sometimes have see it on you first. Especially if it's a big event like a wedding. Now, if it's somebody else's party, who cares? But
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
like your event, I would always
Mhm.
recommend a trial.
A trial.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
also face shape also plays a role into
Definitely.
it. Like
Definitely.
I what any advice on how to make my forehead look smaller? Can you help me with that?
I have a big forehead too, so I get it. Bronzer, you always want to contour or bronze like
Okay.
around the perimeter because this dark part it'll recede the
It brings
side.
out the front
It
and
brings
then
out the front,
brings
so this
the top
appears
back.
smaller, so this is
Gotcha.
prominent.
Okay.
Other than that, we just have to like our heads. That's it, Giselle. We just have to like our foreheads.
Yeah. You know what it is? After the baby, I lost hair, so I feel like my hairline
Oh, that'll
got
come back. That'll, yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's been 2 years, Raquel. Don't lie to
I
me.
had no, no. I definitely I have those little peaks too, and I'll blame Scarlett. I'm gonna say that it's her fault.
Um, any questions that you have, Amy, or that Raquel that you have for us at all? Anything that you want to add that we didn't maybe touch on?
Um, I feel like we got like super. We got in depth. We went from makeup to.
We touched a lot of different points, a lot of different topics.
We did, yeah.
No, you know what? I have one more makeup question.
Sure.
I gotta talk to you and ask you while I have you here.
Yeah.
People are saying the whole putting the blush closer to the eye area, and that's supposed to pick it up more. Like, okay, so before you would put blush here at the apples of your cheeks, right? Back in the day. And
Blush
then
is face
now,
shape dependent.
okay, all
It's
right.
face shape dependent. Some people have very wide faces. So the blush almost serves as contour. So you want to bring the eyes, if your face is wide, you want to bring the focus in more. So you can do like the apple
like the apple of
area
your cheeks,
and bring it, we can go up like this. Some people, if you have a very narrow, you want to create the illusion of space.
Wider.
So then you kind of want to bring it out more and closer to the eye to give it like a, so it's really, all these things are face shape dependent and the look you want. Do you want the blush to kind of like fade into the background? You might want to put it higher and kind of blend it out. Or do you want the blush to be forward, prominent? Do you want to make the cheekbones look larger? So you put more of the blush here where you have the most fat on your face. So it's really, I think that there's trends for everything, and like this is the new thing, but you really can change the shape of your face based on placement. So it's not a bad way to put blush. The apples aren't bad. It just depends on your face shape and what. It. Yeah, you have to customize it. Yeah.
And so when you have like people, I've been seeing everybody say the W shape with the contour and with the blush. So you go top of the eye, cheek go down, then up here in the middle of the nose, then back down, and then go back up. Like, do you feel like that serves any purpose? Do you feel like that's the way to go about it? You're like, no. What is that? I saw Hilary Duff talk about it and a couple of other people on Instagram.
Right, exactly.
And they were like, oh, it's the W. And I was like, I gotta ask Raquel, like, what is, like, you're like, no, not that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so don't do that.
No,
right?
I wouldn't say
Try
don't
it and
do
see.
it. Try it and see what it looks like on you, because I feel like there's no rules. Like, everybody's features are so different. What would look good on Hilary Duff may not work for like your face shape. I'm not a huge fan of like the rosy noses that people are doing now, like that windburn look, but that's personal. But like, if you like it, knock yourself out. Like,
okay, and what about the overdrawn lips? There's ever a time to do that?
If you have no lips, there's a time. Like, if you really have nothing, then I understand it. But for me, I always feel like it looks, I don't know. If I had nothing, I probably would. But like, if any of us, no, I don't think you need to. None of us need to overdraw lips.
Okay.
I mean, we're fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Older people, a lot of older people, because the lips start to recede, especially the top lip when you get older. So older people, there is a place for that, but not, I don't love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I feel like makeup is preference. Like, you have to like, you
have to see what works for you. And that's why we go to an expert like you. You've seen so many different face shapes and skin textures and all of these things that you're the one to be like when somebody, actually, this is a good question. If somebody comes into you and they're like, I want this, right? They show you a picture, I want this. But you already know as the expert, right? You're like, that's not gonna work for what they want, right? What they told you that they wanted the end result to be like. How do you gently nudge them to adjust and like, change whatever it was that they initially came thinking that this is what it would look like? Okay, like an example, like, well, the Hilary Duff, I want this look that Hilary Duff has. Do that.
It's up and to then the they have a completely
They have like a Reese Witherspoon angular face, like a different face shape, or Angelina where it's like longer. Like, how do you adjust that expectation? Because that's what it is. It's an expectation that they have. Like, you want me to create this, but the end result is not going to look like that because it's a different face shape or whatever, How do you do that?
I think with that is the less, it's an artist's job to do what is necessary to get them to a similar outcome without maybe I know that you saw the W or whatever you're saying. I know that's not how it has to be applied to you to look the same. So it's up to me to apply the blush in the right places where you get a similar look. But to explain that to you, it's going to confuse the client, frustrate the client. They're like, no, but I want this. And you're going back and forth. It's up to the artist to be like, okay, she wants blush in these areas, or she wants this to be this feature to be highlighted.
Right.
How do I get her here? Because 9 times out of 10, you're not staring in a mirror the whole time I'm doing it. So you don't know what I did to create that illusion on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you just say, okay, yes, girl, I got you. Don't worry about it.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. And then do it. Yeah.
Okay. I remember you saying that too. And Raquel has very gentle hands. I'm like, I don't know what you use. I'm like, what did you put on your palms? They feel so nice. And you use some like Bobbi Brown cream on my face before.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
that?
the moisturizer. She has like this, it's her old school. It's in a
it's
it
in
has
a
a
jar.
black
Remember
top.
that.
It's in a jar. Whatever that, I don't think she's changed that formula in years, but it's super hydrating and I like it underneath the makeup. Yeah, it's in a jar. I think it's just called her moisturizing cream or the Bobbi.
Okay.
Is it Bobbi Balm? I don't know, but it's her old school in a black top in a clear jar.
Yeah. All right. We'll find it and I'll put it in the description.
I know. I'm so bad with names of products. I never know. I'm always like describing the packaging.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you for all of the suggestions and the tips and all of that. Any last, I would say, Amy, do you have anything that you want to ask?
No.
All right.
Got everything.
She's like, we've been talking. Yeah.
Raquel, do you have any last minute tips, tricks, or anything like that for a mom on the go that you want to just, obviously you gave us the 4 tips for the makeup and obviously to be comfortable in your skin and all of that, but anything else you might want to add?
I guess my only tip would be that take the time you need for you. If that even means that your kid, when they're little, has 10 less minutes on their play date because you know that you need 10 minutes to get yourself together where you feel confident and you're not like self-conscious and feeling like, oh, I look like a wreck. They have 10 less minutes on their play date and they'll be fine. Like, you are just as much of a priority as your child is because, I mean, people say happy wife, happy life, happy mom, happy kid. I mean, it's all the same thing. You can only be for them how you feel about you. And we measure like, oh, they could have played for 10 extra minutes or they could have had 1 extra bouncy class. That's us. That's not them. They're happy. They're whole. They're fulfilled. They have enough. So
thank you.
That would be my tip. Yeah,
that's a nice reminder. Thank you so much for being on and for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Yeah, no, of course, and I definitely got a lot out of it. Hopefully, I believe our viewers and listeners did as well. I know Amy took some notes too on makeup.
My wallet does not thank you because now I'm gonna go look for all this stuff.
You're like, oh God, I gotta buy this stuff. Yeah.
And as always, thank you guys all for listening. Amy.
And remember, you're doing a great job.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next episode. Raquel, thank you so much.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.